We're told that 15-minute cities are all about making life easier. Planners and politicians sell us a vision of walkable neighborhoods, cleaner air, and healthier lifestyles with less reliance on cars. Former Labor leader Jeremy Corbyn once described similar policies as putting communities first, not traffic. Urban planners are adamant that nobody is being locked in, tracked, or restricted. It all sounds lovely, doesn't it? A utopian vision of local living. But if this is really about convenience, why does everything about it feel so forced? We're seeing cameras, fines, permits, and massive DVLA databases being used. Just recently, councils, starting with Oxford, were reportedly given the green light to use national vehicle records to enforce compliance. People aren't imagining this. They're simply responding to what they can see with their own eyes. And that's where the official story starts to fall apart. Here's the fundamental problem. True convenience doesn't need enforcement. Genuine choice doesn't need cameras. And real lifestyle improvements don't need to be backed up by financial penalties. Yet, what are people actually seeing on the ground? ANPR cameras popping up everywhere. The introduction of permits just to move freely within your own city. And a system of fines for non-compliance. It's no surprise that many people don't believe this is just about gentle encouragement. When you sell an idea as freedom, but deliver it with force, you create suspicion. People start to wonder what the real agenda is, because the methods don't match the message. The tools being used are tools of control, not convenience. But there's another, deeper concern that almost never gets discussed in the mainstream debate: food independence. All across the UK, there's a quiet but growing movement. More and more people are growing their own vegetables, tending to allotments, and trying to become less dependent on the big supermarkets. It's a push towards self-sufficiency and resilience. However, critics argue that these heavy-handed urban redesigns, with their restrictions on land use, reduced access to vehicles, and tighter planning controls, actually make this harder, not easier. Think about it. If your movement is restricted, if land gets rezoned for high-density housing, if access to your allotment or rural plot becomes conditional on permits or crossing a boundary, then the ability to grow your own food quietly disappears. To many, this doesn't feel like sustainability. It feels like centralization. It puts more control over our most basic needs, our food, into the hands of a few. Now, some critics take this concern even further, and it's important we're honest about where these fears come from. They don't see this as just a simple traffic policy. They see a pattern emerging. Digital enforcement, centralized databases, permission-based movement, and behavior being controlled through a system of compliance and penalties. And they frame this through a biblical lens, calling it a step toward what they describe as the mark of the beast. Not because they think city councils are sitting around quoting scripture, but because the underlying pattern deeply worries them. No permission means no access. No compliance means no freedom, no approval, and you pay the price. Now, whether you agree with that specific interpretation or not, dismissing it outright misses the crucial point. People are not reacting to slogans about walkable cities. They are reacting to the implementation of systems of control. And this isn't just some fringe idea. This fear is being acknowledged by elected officials at the highest levels. Former Transport Secretary Mark Harper warned, and I quote, "What we should not tolerate is councils rationing how often people can use roads and policing it with CCTV." Conservative MP Nick Fletcher went even further, telling Parliament, "This is an international concept that will cost us our personal freedoms. You can disagree with their politics, you can dislike their party, but the fact remains. These are senior politicians who are openly acknowledging the public's fear of a coercive, top-down system. They are giving voice to the exact concerns that are often dismissed as conspiracy theories." This shows the anxiety has entered the mainstream. So let's be absolutely clear. This isn't about people being against walking to the shops. Most people are not against walkable towns, cleaner air, or strong local communities. Who wouldn't want those things? What they are against is coercion. They are against mass surveillance. They are against punishment-based compliance. And they are deeply suspicious of policies that are rolled out after repeated public denials that they would ever happen. Because here's the thing about infrastructure. Once it's in place, the cameras, the databases, the automated fines, it doesn't matter what it was originally intended for. What matters is what it can be used for later. And that power, once created, is very rarely given up. This brings us back to the one final, crucial question that just won't go away. The question that supporters of these schemes have yet to answer convincingly. If this is really about convenience, if this is truly about giving people more choice, and if this is genuinely about building better communities, then why does it all rely on force?